Welcome to Timeless Bible Story, where the greatest stories of the Bible come alive. Today we explore one of the holiest treasures ever mentioned in Scripture, the Ark of the Covenant. Gather around as we journey back to the time of Moses and discover why the sacred Ark was so important to God's people. Long ago, after God led the Israelites out of Egypt, they camped at the foot of Mount Sinai. Moses climbed the mountain to meet with God, who gave him the 10 Commandments and special instructions for building a sacred object, the Ark of the Covenant. This ark would be a holy reminder of God's presence among his people. God described every detail, the size, the materials, and even how it should be carried. It was not just a box, but a symbol of God's promise to guide and protect Israel wherever they went. God told Moses to build the ark from acacia wood, a strong desert tree. It was to be covered inside and out with pure gold. On top, a special lid called the mercy seat would be placed, also made of gold. 2 golden angels called cherubim would stand above it, wings outstretched, facing each other. God said that from above the mercy seat, he would speak to Moses and guide Israel. Every detail mattered because the ark was holy, set apart to remind the Israelites that God himself was with them in their journey. The ark was designed to be carried, never touched directly. So God instructed Moses to have rings attached to its sides and golden poles placed through them. Only the priests, the descendants of Aaron, were allowed to carry it. Whenever the Israelites moved to a new place, the priests lifted the ark on their shoulders. Wherever the ark went, it reminded everyone that God was leading the way. It wasn't magic, but a symbol of God's promise and power. The people obeyed these rules carefully, knowing the ark represented God's holiness. Inside the Ark of the Covenant, God commanded that 3 special items be placed. First were the stone tablets of the 10 Commandments, written by the very finger of God. Second was a jar of manna, the bread from heaven that fed the Israelites in the wilderness. Third was Aaron's staff, the rod that miraculously blossomed to show God had chosen him as high priest. These items reminded Israel of God's law, God's provision, and God's chosen leadership. The ark wasn't just beautiful, it held memories of God's love and faithfulness. Wherever Israel traveled, the Ark of the Covenant led the way. When the cloud of God rose from the tabernacle, the people knew it was time to move. The priests carried the ark, and the entire nation followed. The ark went before them into the wilderness, reminding them that God was their true guide. When the cloud stopped, the people camped, and the ark rested in the holy tent called the tabernacle. Day and night, God showed his people that he never left them, no matter how difficult the journey became. One of the most amazing moments involving the Ark of the Covenant happened when the Israelites reached the Jordan River. It was overflowing during harvest season, deep and powerful. But God told the priests carrying the ark to step into the water. As soon as their feet touched the river, the water stopped flowing. A dry path appeared, and all the Israelites walked across safely. The ark stood in the middle until everyone crossed. This miracle showed that God's power was still with his people, just as he had been at the Red Sea. After crossing the Jordan, the Israelites faced the strong city of Jericho. Its walls were thick and tall, but God had a special plan. The priests carried the Ark of the Covenant around the city once each day for 6 days, blowing their trumpets. On the 7th day, they marched around 7 times. Then the priests blew their horns, the people shouted, and the mighty walls of Jericho crumbled to the ground. The ark did not break the walls, God did. But the ark reminded Israel that God was fighting for them. Over the years, the ark continued to be a central part of Israel's worship. When King David brought the ark to Jerusalem, the people rejoiced. They sang, danced, and celebrated because the ark symbolized God's presence among them. Later, King Solomon placed the ark inside the most holy place of the magnificent temple he built. It rested beneath 2 enormous gold-plated cherubim. The ark was no longer carried through the desert. It now had a permanent home, reminding every visitor that the God of Israel was mighty and holy. Though the Bible does not tell us exactly what happened to the Ark of the Covenant later in history, its meaning remains powerful. The ark was never worshipped. Instead, it pointed people toward God. It reminded Israel that God keeps his promises, guides his people, and desires a relationship with them. Today, the story of the ark teaches children and adults alike that God is holy and faithful. Even without seeing it, We know God's presence is always with us, just as He was with the Israelites long ago. Thanks for watching Timeless Bible Story. If you enjoyed learning about the Ark of the Covenant, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us again for more amazing Bible stories brought to life.